I'm back when I was a kid. I killed myself. Where is the high-quality novel? With Nabobo brings you the full text to the end. Wonderful stories are waiting for you. The text of the treasures has begun. I'm almost dying. I sucked oxygen hard. Everything elongated sounds in my ears. My consciousness is dissipating. In a trance. There seemed to be a figure in front of me. Would you like to make a deal with me? I can bring you back in the past. Change the future. Past and future. My brain slowly plays my short life. I struggled with a tear falling from the corner of my eyes. Fortunately, I have a shoulder crossing in front of me. I sit on a bench by the side of the road. Looking silently. People who pass by me from time to time. The tall buildings in front of you are silent and familiar. It's a scene that exists deep in my memory. It's just so realistically before my eyes. The wind blows my long hair on my cheeks. Sharp hair. Crushing into my eyes. Bringing mild stinging pain. Pull back my thoughts from afar. I finally believe that I'm really back. Destroyed appearance. I've lost all my hair due to illness. A broken body. All these have changed back. Then I went back to before I got sick. No longer the look that I'm afraid of seeing it. After everything is over. Your soul belongs to me. A whisper of a human sounded in my ears. But no one can see. This pocket watch. It's the time you've been in the past. The sun rises and sets in the east. When the sun is replaced with 2 months. Your time is over. And before this. You can enjoy the highest treatment I give you in this time and space. Like a restored appearance. Unfinished money. Your imagined house. I turned my head. Sure enough, I saw the simplicity and elegant pocket watch on the bench. Open to see. There are no hour and minute hands inside, no 12 hours. There is only one sun that moves slowly in a clockwise direction. Let's go there to play. A tender and lively voice passed through the crowded streets. It clearly reaches my ears. Bring my eyes from my pocket watch to the opposite side. I saw that cute young girl. That was me when I was a kid. Fair and soft skin. Bring baby fat. A neat short haircut. Like a little boy. But I was wearing a dirty little white. Maybe my gaze is too hot. It may also be because children are sensitive to vision when they are hot. Anyway. He turned around. It meets my sight accurately. He looked stunned for a moment. Have taken a few steps toward me. I think I'm looking at me more clearly. I can't explain clearly. The feeling when I saw him was feeling sad. There may be higher treatment. But in the end, I still calmed down. Return to the Dead Sea. Nothing turbulent. Maybe its life is too long. Although people are alive. But my heart is dead long ago. I saw him gradually walking towards the street. A few steps closer to me. My heart suddenly beat a few times. Looking at him, looking around. Look at the pedestrian lane. Walk through the street carefully. I looked at his figure getting closer and closer. Heartbeats faster and faster. Like a vampire who has been sleeping for many years. Just like I'm going to survive after sucking my blood. What are you going to run away every year? Full of eyes. You didn't see. Is it getting dark now? Go home for dinner. Want to run. That night. Look at how dirty your skirt is. Go out to play. Wearing a white dress. I don't know if I don't wash enough clothes. Like the little girl I ran over. Let my mother, who came out from the road, take me away. Looking at the much younger mother. She and the one I remember recently, hugging her back and hair roots. Swing your eyes. The mother who always holds tears is completely different. He is beautiful, lively, and loves to smile. Even if you blame me for being young. There is still a smile on my face. I watched him greet other children home for dinner. Watching him grab me, shy. I'm not going home. He patted it a few times. Let go of a few harsh words. Thunder loudly and raindrops are small. It's a silence to the little girl. But before she left, she looked back at me. I don't know how to expand my plan. How to get close to me when I was a kid. Sometimes I can't even get interested. Can't raise your strength. My body has recovered. But my heart has experienced pain. She makes me look healthy still like a patient. I dragged my body and walked aimlessly among the streets. Before I knew it, I walked to the bench that came to the first day again. I saw the young me next to the bench. It may be the induction between each other. My eyes fell on him. He raised his head. Accurately captured. I smiled at me. Hi, sister, come to me. I was a kid. Lively personality. Hello. I squatted down and talked to him. Look at her eyes. I looked at my young self carefully. Short hair should be 8 years old. I remember this year. I don't know where I got infected with the lion. My mother coaxed her hair and cut her hair short. He said my name is Sister Song Wanyan. You're so pretty. What's your name? I'm Song Yu. Wow. Our name seems. I saw the tiny light in his clear eyes. Elder sister. Are you here to play? I never saw all the fun places around you before. I know I'll take you to play. Okay. Good. I let him hold my hand. Walking through the streets. Say the most innocent and childish words to me. Share with me the trivial secrets. Complain with me about the troubles that can be solved easily. But I said her dream is to become a princess. I occasionally answer him. Most of the time I listen to him talking about my sister. Why don't you laugh? You look so pretty. It'll be better to laugh. Look at my mother said. A girl who loves to laugh. Luck never goes bad. I said. Don't like to laugh. When night falls. Street lights are on. The name of Kobayashi is long and long. The wind blows by. We suddenly came to our senses. Too late. It's finished. Mom and Dad never let me go home so late. He should be anxious. I sent Song Lenian to my doorstep. I saw my mother running towards me. Hold him in one hand. Screaming loudly. But the voice trembled and choked. I saw my dad panting with it. A panicked look. It came to an abrupt end when I saw the complete Song Lennon. Relieved. I'll tell my parents when I'm going home so late next time. You're scaring your mother to death. I'm standing under the treetops. The shadow quietly looked at the surrounding Song Lenian in the darkness. He turned around and seemed to be looking for me to turn around and talk to my parents about my experience today. Dance from time to time. Their shadows are shining on the streetlights. I'm going against them. Flying with violent collision lights. In the quiet street. From time to time, clear thumping sounds. The sound accompanied me all the way until I walked home. Sister, I have to write my summer homework tomorrow. Can't come out to play. Song Lenian sat next to me in a depressed mood. Lean on me. The slender grass on the ground is wrapped around the fingers. The sun is very big today. Very high outdoor temperature. We are in the fields not far from home. There is a stream on the edge of the field. There is a big tree with lush branches and leaves. We escape the summer green leaves under this tree. Keep the sunlight tightly outside. Cool shadows. Occasionally warm winds come. But it's also hot. Then you do your homework well. I know very well. When I was a child, I started to do my homework instructions. School is about to start. Song Lennon pouts. A few dissatisfied hums. Elder sister. Is it good for you to do my homework with me? School starts in 3 days. I can't finish writing. Say it in your heart. Actually, I want me to write for him. I ignored his longing gaze. I finished writing the homework in elementary school in 3 days. Can't finish writing. You always say that we are in the 2nd grade of school. Not a 1st grade kid. This summer vacation has given us a lot of homework. Elder sister. You go to my house. You'll be with my mother. Snort. I've been playing with you for many days this summer vacation. I'm not finished my homework now. There is also your responsibility. You have to help me. Proof of. The child is making trouble. Even when I was a kid. It will also make people impatient to beat him. I know that Song Lenian's dog temper disagrees with. He can annoy you and I have endless experiences from morning to night. It's not something I, a bedridden person, can bear. Maybe because of only child. Parents loved each other since childhood. I admit that when I was a little princess ill sister, I was a little bit of a princess when I was a child. Come in quickly. My parents are not at home. They won't be back in the afternoon. I know I'll be here from the future. Today is my first time entering my former home. I looked up at everything in my house. A family portrait hangs on the wall opposite the door. Traces of life can be seen everywhere in the living room. Children's toys. Father's book. Mother's scattered cosmetics. Warm sunlight pours down from the window. Light up dust. Dots. Warm and beautiful. This home is where I lived from my memory until I was 13 years old. After the age of 13, I'm sick. Parents raise surgery. Sold the house. Memories are no longer in hiring. I touched the light and swept somewhere. Suddenly stunned. Fear spreads all over the body. Those disgusting memories surging like seawater. And the long sound of the buzzing sound of the chess. The sounds are gradually moving away. And going is like throwing me into the deep sea. The sea water wraps my sister. Elder sister. Elder sister. What's wrong with you? Song Lennon's shouting was like a life-saving straw. He dragged me out of his fear. Hold my hand. Looking at me worriedly. I shook my head. Cold sweat condenses and evaporates on the forehead. Is my sister feeling uncomfortable? A white face. Like being sick. I touched his head. Said. Very light no. It seems like I've spent all my energy. Song Lennon took me to his room. Let me sit on the bed and rest. Pour me water. Get snacks. He seemed to notice something wrong with me. Didn't bother me to bother myself. Do homework on the desk. After I relaxed a little. I'll see Song Lennon's summer homework. Written a lot. A sound came from the gate. I shook subconsciously. Song Lennon immediately put down the pen in his hand. Jump off the bench and run out happily. I subconsciously wanted to call him. Hand. When I touched her sleeve. Still curled up in the air. I quietly looked at Song Lennon's little back as he left, looking out the window. The sun is just right now. The fan is creakingly rotating. It doesn't require air conditioning. A cool summer just by having a fan. I am sitting on this soft little bed. Like a needle felt. Like entering an ice cellar. This house is filled with my best memories. But it also brings my most disgusting memories. Mom and Dad. I took my elder sister home. My sister also tutored me about summer homework. You made delicious today. I want my sister to have dinner with me. Song Lennon's intimate coquettish voice came from outside the door. There are also parents pampering replies. I have never had close contact with my parents since I came here. I only met Song Lennon at the agreed place. Or she comes to my temporary residence to find me. I'm just not ready yet. The door was caught off guard and opened. My young mother's eyes were facing each other. Both of them were stunned. No one was the first to respond. In the end, I broke the solidified picture. Hello, Auntie. Can I call you Lele? Oops. I was shocked when I first saw you. If it weren't for being by my side every year. I thought she had grown up suddenly. Just like the novel. We've long wanted to see you. I've always talked to us lately. You were like when you were kids and grew up. Not much change. Sitting at the dining table. I have a reply. I dare not meet their parents easily. The emotions in his eyes are not hidden well. Let them see through. Most of the mothers are talking. I gave the new year to eat chicken legs. Only when your mouth is free. 2 sentences. How old are you today? My sister is 18 years old. I've sent a first answer to the new year. Quite proud. In her opinion. 18 is very powerful. Age worthy of worship. Oh. Then high school. Where to go to school? I'm not in school. Mom was stunned for a moment. Then he smiled and quickly talked about another topic. I lowered my head and picked the chopped green onions mixed with beef to the side of the bowl. But in Yuguangli, the dish at hand was replaced with the chicken legs. Looking up in surprise. I found it was my father's replacement. Song Lennon is unhappy. His favorite dish is this braised chicken legs. I could have reached my hand and moved to my side. He had to stand up and stretch his arms to barely touch him. Why take my chicken legs? I haven't finished eating yet. He pouted and complained in dissatisfaction. I'm about to say. Change back. Mom spoke. My sister hasn't eaten yet. It's all in your stomach. You've finished half of it. The rest is for my sister. I don't want to take half of the chicken legs I usually eat. It's mine. I haven't eaten enough yet. I don't let children do this. Chicken legs like you. But it touched his own interests. He still screams and makes a fuss. My education is the same as most families. Be generous and cheerful. Obedient. Can't be selfish. Be polite. Know how to share, respect the elderly, and love the young. I also absorbed it very well when I was a kid. But there are some minor deviations. For example, share only the favorite part you don't like so much. Courtesy is not good only when you are in a good mood. Impolite to anyone. Whether you listen or not depends on yourself. But others have to listen to me. Mom and Dad reason with him. Playing a white-faced. One person scolds the other person. In the end, I gave the chicken legs again. He stopped. Crying loudly. Said first. It was mine. He snorted angrily after he finished. Looks like he ignores others. I know he shouldn't blame him. Because before today, the best food on the table is his exclusive. And I became a double share that was forced to share. I smiled and told my parents. It doesn't matter. I saw it for the new year. Pick the chopped green onions on the chicken legs to the table. Give chicken legs a snout. His small bowl has few rice and more dishes. Then I'll send it to the new year. Have been angry with me for a few days. One day Badeo came up and talked to me awkwardly. Asked me for an apology. It is said that it is because of my parents that he lets out his chicken legs. He will cry. Let me apologize to him. He won't ignore me. I'm sorry. Just fell. He was like he was being talked about. Return to what it was before that day. Summer vacation ends. After primary school starts. Song Lennon spent a lot of time with me. I'll attend your parent meeting. Song Lennon nodded excitedly. I did not do well in this exam. I slept several times in class. If Mom and Dad go. Head teacher. I'll definitely tell them bad things. Your parents won't hit you. I got worse when I was a kid. My parents encouraged them not to ask me too much about their grades. Just be happy. I won't fight. But it's embarrassing. Oops. Don't worry about that much. You take my parents to go, you must go. The day after tomorrow at 6 p.m. My sister can wear it beautifully. Must go. If you don't go, I'll break up with you. I have some idea what Song Lennon wants to do. I'll go shopping the day after tomorrow. New clothes bought. Even put on light makeup. When looking in the mirror, I was stunned for a while and put on makeup. Or to cover up the scars on my face. I touched my intact face after learning it. Nothing uneven scar. No tooth marks that penetrate deep into the flesh. Intact face. At 6 p.m. I arrived at the school on time and returned it to Song Lennon. Bringed a cup of milk tea. She's crazy happy. Holding milk tea, he pulled my hand intimately and took me to his seat. Proud and high-profile picture. It's a victorious little rooster. Take a look. I'll have it on time. Is my sister so beautiful? I didn't lie to you. Beautiful than the movie stars on TV. This is my sister I found for myself. What's the biological child or not? My dear sister. Among the middle-aged parents who are in the waterfall. My appearance is too young. The brightly colored dress is really outstanding. Really satisfied. Song Lennon's vanity. Sister Song looks like you, she looks like a kiss. But why have we never met your sister? I saw a few familiar and tender faces among a middle school kid. It's my friends and children who surrounded Song Lennon. Talking about words. Parents come to me for a conversation. How many friends are my parents? There are neighbors. And when did old Song have such a big daughter? Haven't seen me before. I'm not Uncle Song's daughter. It's just like every day. Then you two look too similar, too. Like twins. It's really not a relative. I shook my head. That's fate. Maybe it was a family in the previous life. Most of the time I don't speak. Just nodded and shook your head. Reminiscing too occasionally. Less than 5 minutes. They were all called back by my indifference. Some of us are also on the Song and Song dynasties. Song Yuan Ian is my brother. How can I be like it? Some of the opening remarks. Let me subconsciously look at the source of the sound. As soon as he arrived, he pulled a woman who was a little slippery. He is one of my friends. Little 6 and 6 years. He was my desk mate for 3 years. The future will be my junior high school. Hello, classmate. I was stunned for a moment. The little fat man has already taken his brother through the crowd. Enjoy the praise. Walked to me. I took a look calmly. The person who greeted me also replied. Hello. My name is Su Linjian. It's Su Jiayu's cousin Songyu. To be fair, Su Linjian is really good looking. Thick eyebrows, crescent eyes, smile. Like a bright sun. Wearing in school uniform. Carrying a backpack. It's like starting with a crush in middle school for 3 years. Su Linjian pulled out the stool and sat down. The desk spacing in primary schools is not wide. Limited space. Su Linjian is tall and big. The moment of sitting down completely. I feel like there is no gap around him. There is even a piece of leg that is placed outside. Because the space is small. We are very close to each other and very handsome. The only disadvantage, I deliberately took the evening study to attend this kid's parent meeting. He dared not let his parents say. This time the results are worse than before. He also told me that my desk mate made a bet with him. Whose brother and sister are more handsome. As soon as I heard this, I agreed immediately. I haven't lost yet. But I didn't expect you to be a female. It's noisy. I gave some responses at the beginning. Even nodding and shaking your head, I was stingy. That's all. He can still talk. Song Lenian is still arguing with Xiao Peng, who brought the older brother and sister to be more handsome. Finally, he pressed his head and said to other friends. I was the most beautiful and ran to me with satisfaction. Xiao Peng hid behind his brother with aggrieved lips. If you want to say or not. After the head teacher comes. The originally noisy classroom became quiet for a moment. Say some common opening remarks. The head teacher called a few classmates to send the test papers down. When Song Lenian's test paper came to me. I don't need to watch. Everyone knows how many points you can get? How did your sister take the exam? I haven't had 96 snow in elementary school mathematics. Sister Ling accidentally glanced at her shocked glance. Immediately afterwards. Xiaopeng's test paper broke his bright red 20-year-old into his hands. I saw him staring at the test paper in shock. Watched for a long time. Eyes are wide open. My test papers are turning around in a rustling sound. Just staring out the test paper. Then he turned stiffly to look at me with a smile on his lips. He looks so funny. It's already 8 o'clock in the evening after the parent meeting. Is anyone picking you up? Do I need to send you home or not? His parents will come in a while. All right. Goodbye. On the weekend, Song Lenian made an appointment with the children in her class to go to the amusement park. He called. Who else hasn't arrived here every year? Little fat, he is late. I'll stand aside and listen. They chattered and said. There are 3 little girls here today. 2 boys. When he arrived, the little fat man pulled his brother to the finale. Hello. Long time no see. A little snow on the ground. Sister Ling is like a chicken blood. Say hello to us. Little fat. You're really unpunctual. Even the teacher said that he was not punctual is not a good child. Don't blame me. It's all my brother who is so annoyed. I don't want to take him at all. Children are energetic. In a short while, they ran away in groups of 3 or 5. Go quickly. We have to watch them. Sister Su Ling ran a few steps forward. Turn around and greet me. I don't have much energy to follow and get tired after running for a few steps. Most of the time I sit on the bench and watch. Sister Su Ling was in a panic and took a few children to run around. You're relaxed and comfortable. All the kids were thrown to me. I'm not saying why they haven't been tired for so long. Shouldn't run far. Sister Su Ling. The whole person becomes a big word. Slipping on the bench. Tears were shouting in his mouth. Hi. Are you not silly for so long? I shook my head. Silently complained. I'm not you. Your personality difference is too big. I didn't explain anything so lively. More quiet and quiet. I lowered my eyelashes and still didn't speak. I'll take the college entrance examination next semester. My parents hope I can apply for a medical major. Inherit their career. But I'm not interested in being a doctor. They didn't listen at all. Even the school has been set for me. How do I choose? I don't know when Su Lingjian's topic will break out again. This is your own choice. Is my answer important? It's important. Just because it's my choice. I need to be careful. I've asked many people. I want to find my own answer in different people's answers. If I only want. It will take a long time to choose the choice you want. Su Lingjian made a thought statement. Half a minute. Scratch your head. I haven't thought about it yet. What I want. What do you like? Just want what? If you waste your time on things you don't like. One day, unexpected. You don't even have the chance to do something you like. Dusk. The gorgeous colors of the sunset dye the sky red. I'm holding Song Lenian. Watch him say goodbye to his friends. Is anyone here to pick you up? Have. All right. Goodbye. I led Song Lenian to the direction of going home. Song Lenian looked up and asked me. Why no one answers us when lying? I touched Song Lenian's head. Silent and unanswered. He quickly put this in the back of his mind. Jumped to another topic. I yawned. A look of fatigue. I took a step. Do you want to bear you? Song Lenian is wide. I. Qingxi Dao. Really? I'll squat down. Feel his soft body. Climb my back. Bringing hands around my neck. Sister, you're so good. Song Lenian swept away his fatigue. Start talking again. He's talking in my ear. I want to play with them next time. They will be good friends for life. You are good friends for life. After that incident. I've been off school. They come to my house occasionally. Talk to me. Will bring me a gift. Tell me about the school's driving force. I'll even read best-selling romance novels to me. A joke for everyone every week. Tell me. After getting sick. They went to the hospital again. Looks like I should be worried about the medical expenses of adults. They also took out pocket money. Elder sister. Don't leave, okay? Sending Lun Yan on my back. A low-voiced dream. I'll send Lun Yan to my home. Mom and Dad have gotten off work. Is this kid really tired? Let's take a rest in bed every year. And give you some fruit snacks or something. No. And I'm going home. It's too late. The road is not easy to walk. High weight. Mom brought a bag of things and stuffed them into my hand. The toys your uncle brought back on a business trip. Bring you a copy. There are also every year. Don't refuse this. Bought for you specifically. Don't leave it at home. Wasted. Back to the snack house. I opened the bag and found a gift box inside it. I took him out and held him carefully. But it didn't open to winter. New Year's Eve is my birthday. Sending Lun Yan invites me to his house to celebrate the New Year's Eve banquet with them and after dinner. We sat on the sofa in the living room and watched the Spring Festival Gala. Song Lenian talks to me from time to time. From time to time, my parents' voices came from my ears. I really want time to be frozen at this moment. But the pocket watch close to my chest. Slowly send out the flute that I can only hear. His voice seemed to be warning me all the time. I reached out to grab a strawberry. Put the leaves in your mouth without leaving any left. The sweet and sour taste explodes in the mouth. It also made my sleepiness disappear cleanly. Song Lenian and I ate together and saw the things we had seen. I've never been interested. Watch the Spring Festival Gala. It's inevitable that you'll be absent-minded. I'll turn my head slightly. But it hit my mother's sight. Both of them were stunned. Aunt. What's wrong? Mom's expression is a little panicked. May just thinks you are really like Nian Nian. All right at midnight. Fireworks were set off on time outside the window. Song Yuanian raised her head drowsy. Forced to maintain a bit of sober and confusing. My dad picked her up on my birthday. Coax him quietly. Go back to sleep. Happy birthday every year. Go to bed early. You'll see the cake tomorrow. Go away with Dad's voice. Mom stands up. Say to me. Come here. I was nervous and my hands tightened. When I got to the house, I saw new clothes on the bed. New pants and new shoes. My eyes widened slightly. Mom picked up her clothes and gestured at me. When you wear it, try buying new clothes every year. I've learned this set of matching that suits you and buy it for you. I don't know what kind of mood I feel. My mother put on this new dress. I was frightened and thought she had found nothing but regrets. He found nothing. The clothes fit very well. I held my tears and said thank you, Auntie. I took it home and went home. I carefully opened the bag of new items. Pull the folded clothes happily. Want to appreciate it again. But suddenly I found something fell. 2 bulging red envelopes fell on the smooth floor. It's so eye-catching. 2 red envelope covers each with a post stamp. Happy New Year. Children must have New Year's money. Don't let your parents help you. This is my dad's handwriting. Happy New Year. Put New Year's money in shoes. The next day, I will take apart the pictures and have good luck. This is my mother's handwriting. There is also a happy birthday picture under my mother's post-it note. I just felt my head coaxing. The hands are shaking unstoppable. Tears can't stop falling. It turns out that human interests collapse. I can't control my tears even if I fight to the death. New Year's Day. I haven't been to send it to the Nyen family for a long time. He ran to my house and smashed the door in anger. Ask me why I lied. Why not celebrate his birthday? I know how much he thinks. Someone celebrates his birthday. Born on the first day of the Lunar New Year. It's a good sign in everyone's eyes. But in my eyes when I was a kid. Not the first day of the new year. Everyone is busy with family affairs. Greeting relatives for reunion dinner. Family happiness. Men's callers are very concerned about traditional festival customs. On the first day of the year, I will walk around the streets. Play everywhere. But basically no one will keep for dinner. So I have basically no friends to attend my birthday party since I was a child. Unless you postpone the days or face Song Wanyan's thumping in advance. I seem helpless. But I don't know how to face my mother who knows the truth. I can only choose to escape briefly. I handed her the gift I prepared for Song Wanyan to her princess clothing suit and a Barbie princess. This is my favorite when I was a kid. Very angry. Song Wanyan took the gift to the ground. He shouted at me crying. I don't want to pay attention to you anymore. Then turn around and run away. I've chased after a few steps. Retracted back into his turtle shell. I don't know how long it took. The door ring sounded again outside the door. I thought it was Song Wanyan. Not willing to give up. Run back again. Then go open the door. But when I saw my mother standing outside the door, the body was stiff in an instant. Don't know what to react. The polite auntie was on the tip of her throat. Can't even call it. Mom asked me, "Can you let me in?" I nodded silently. Give up the position. This is her first time to visit my temporary residence. I'm standing in the entrance, watching her bent down to change her shoes. Then I can choose to measure my residence. Have you had lunch? Have eaten. I noticed my mother's eyes falling on the takeaway box on the dining table. Go up and clean up in awkward manner. Mom put down the things in her hand. I also came here to help me with takeout, but I could eat it every day or two. I don't know what tender nodding. I've been a few years later. No more years left. Abandoned talks from childhood. Lively and silent as a stagnant pool of water. I can't even find the topic with my mother. Will he be disappointed? His daughter became like this when she grew up. Say every year. I won't attend her birthday party anymore. Have you had a quarrel? I uttered a dumb voice. Have you said something to your sadness every year? No year. I was continuing. The fruit heard the shout. Subconsciously want to look back. Then I realized. Maybe not calling me. Continue to cut the fruit. Wait for Mom's next article. The following text that cannot be waited for every year. Make me realize. This call has called me. Fruit knife embedded in the pulp. I'm stiff and unwilling to look back. Tears were already crawling all over my face and dripping on the back of my hand. I thought no one would call me again. Mom's voice sounded behind me. Haven't Mom taken good care of you in the future? Did your parents make you sad? My mother often says. People can only live in bad futures. I will only think of the past. She thought her daughter would look forward forever. No matter what happened. But she saw her future daughter back here now. With the depression that cannot be melted in the eyes. With this healthy body from the soul. The disease that cannot be dissipated. There is no vitality that you should have at the age of 18. Just like in the late twilight of 80. The old man accepts anything calmly. Mom asked me to go home with him. I refused. He stays. Cook me a dinner. Want to stay with me? This year. The doorbell rang again. Mom goes to open the door in her apron. Why are you all here? Dad led Song Lenian to explain. Say every year. There must be many people on her birthday. You said you wouldn't go home. He must make a fuss. I'll hear you say Lele. No one at home. Just move everything here. He also raised the cake in his hand with a smile. Song Lennon is still angry with me. Pouting. Put on your head. Just refuse to see my mother. Just praise Dad for being smart. It's just used all the words he knows. He was confused by praise. Song Lennon ignored me. I'm going to occupy my room and watch TV. I took out the princess dress from the princess suit and showed it in front of him. He really didn't see. But in 1 second I hugged me and shouted. Sister, I will carry him to the dressing mirror with the princess dress. Give her a little longer short hair. 2 little tucks. A beautiful hair card. When everything is ready. The doorbell rang again. Mom stopped excitedly. Heavy people who want to use chopsticks will open the door. I watched him holding a cake that was exactly the same as Song Lenian. Come to me with a smile. I'm so at a loss. I don't even know what expression to pick. Should I cry? Should I laugh? I stared at the cake blankly. Put next to Song Lennon cake. A mother of 18 was drawn on it with a birthday hat on it. Insert 18 candles. Dad looked at all this in surprise. Asked strangely. Is Lele's birthday today? Mom glanced at me. Nodded with a smile. Song Lennon seemed particularly excited. My sister's birthday is the same as me. My sister is my real sister. Yes, it's for you to be beautiful. Now let's realize your wish. I was so envious of other people's sister before. I'm still clamoring to ask me to promote you to a sister. Make a wish. Today. You can make 2 wishes. Birthday wishes and New Year wishes. Dad applauded happily. Sing us birthday songs with incomplete tones. I closed my eyes. Press down the tears that are about to overflow from your eyes. Even if you close your eyes. Everything fell into darkness. But I can still feel the leaping of the candlelight. Her weak temperature makes me feel that the summer sun is even warmer. I can hear this song. I heard Song Lennon say excitedly. After you make a promise, you will open your mouth and say your wishes. Hearing Mom stop. She said. The wish will not work. I heard the sound of firecrackers outside the window and the sound of fireworks soaring into the sky. Happiness has reached its peak at this moment. I wish the solar energy of the pocket watch stopped moving at this moment. Night. I received a text message to send a happy birthday. I don't know when your birthday is. But I think the new year is a farewell to the old and welcome the new. A new beginning. It is a day that symbolizes new life. Since it's a newborn. It should be everyone's birthday. So I wish you a happy birthday. I know who he is. Sister Su Ling. I replied. Thanks. I met the man one afternoon. That day I was walking on the way to find Song Wanyan. A tall man stood across the road. He is the same as I remember. Heap stubble. When looking at people with cloudy eyes. As if staring at a plate of delicious meat. When I was 13. My first time meeting him. Look at me with this look. That year. I've grown long hair. Love to wear. A floral dress worthy of long hair. He was on a day when my parents were not at home. Breaking into my house full of alcohol. Press me to the floor. That's what I've lived for 13 years. The day when you desire death the most. Until the end. The disgusting smell of a man spread all over my cheeks. Printing the pinch marks on the neck. Almost deaf ears. Severe pain in the scalp and retention. Everything in my body. Mom and Dad took me to call the police. I'm covered in wounds. Make all the records numbly. They asked me to state the story over and over again. I burst into tears from the beginning. Repeat every word to the mechanical. Every word. I feel the mercy of everyone. Sad. The man finally went to prison. But the injuries he brought to me. More than just an invasion. He has an infectious disease. I quietly looked at the man opposite me. Feeling him unrestrained in me. Wandering sight. The vision fell to 1 inch of the skin. That piece will start to swell. I seem to be afraid of him. But my heart is so ready to move. I want to kill him. Want to solve this most sad blow in my life. Mom held my hand. A worried question. What's wrong with me? Has it caught a cold? Why are the hands so cold? I shook my head. Follow him silently. But the man's eyes always fell on me. Sister's fat brother said. Send you a text message. You didn't reply. He doesn't want to reply to text messages. I actually read Shui Lingjian and said that the college entrance examination was over. Have something to say to me? He and I made an appointment to meet at Swan Lake. It is a famous couple's holy place in Nanling City. What's the meaning? It goes without saying. But he said he would take me to play the day after tomorrow. I agree to come. Song Lenian quietly glanced up at me several times. I want to see if I'm angry about his own actions. Do you know what he takes you to play? You're not afraid. He sold you. Song Lennon scratched his head. No. Shui Lingjian is sure. I won't let Song Lenian go alone, so I will look for Song Lenian to look for him in a far and wide way. After the college entrance examination, Nanling is a crowded place for any scenic spot. Lin Jian said more as always. But today he has a little more relaxed. Maybe it's because the college entrance examination has ended. I'll ask you out like this. Would you be angry? Meeting. But you don't even have any vivid expressions of being angry. Su Lingjian's helpless words. He looked at Song Lennon, who was jumping not far away. After the college entrance examination, everyone told me. Some people must say something. Otherwise it would be a lifetime regret. But I think there is something to say. It may not be a regret. Maybe it will be someone else's burden. Want to ask you out today. I just want to show you a fountain show. Su Lingjian's speech just ended. A crisp sound column sounded from the middle of Swan Lake, soaring straight into the sky. The lanterns shine in the fountain. Su Lingjian walked in a little. The fountain that was so carefully sought and poured on him. He was covered in water vapor. Is it good to put your hands next to your mouth to make a trumpet look? Song Yuan's view of the spring water of Swan Lake is a blessing. I want to give you all the blessings from the whole world. I looked at this scene in shock. The body is in a stalemate. Can't move. It's a natural in my heart. Not touched. It's guilt. Fountain show end. I pulled Song Lenian, who had not yet finished his life, and went home. Su Lingjian saw my escape and discomfort. In the end, I didn't ask for advice. Us. Give each other only a back. Just treat it as an explanation of passing by youth. On the way back, Song Wanyan talked to me about dissatisfaction. Still yelling. Will definitely come next time. Otherwise, I will ignore me forever. I stopped suddenly. Looking at the man under the street light ahead, fearful. Make my hair stand upright. Goosebumps all over me looking at him. Walk towards me step by step. It seems like the air is in the memory. That disgusting alcohol. I waited for 5 years in a moment. Song Wanyan doesn't understand. Why did I stop suddenly? Extend your hand and push it. Why am I stopping here? I'll go home to watch cartoons. Go quickly. Going away soon. I reached out and pushed him. Song Wanyan looked at me in disbelief. Just about to ask me. Say to him. Go quickly. Maybe my voice is too trembling. My face is too pale and panic. A few steps back after sending Lu New Year. Finally noticed the man opposite. He finally realized the danger and looked at me in a daze. I don't remember the beginning of my fight with him. Wait for me to come back to my senses due to the pain. He had already torn his hair into a hidden woods. He crushed me to the ground with absolute masculine power. Want to let me feel the despair of that day again. I took out the shrink knife from my pocket. The murderous intent in my heart. Let my hands holding the knife stand. This is the first time I saw him here. Just wear it on your body every day. I said softly. I've been waiting for this day for 5 years. He drank wine and said something vaguely. I raised my hand and scratched his neck. Wrong. My first time trying to kill someone. Not found the right location. I didn't break. His artery is off. Only 1 line of blood was left. The man was irritated. He slapped me in the face. Pinch my neck. Want to snatch my knife. Swearing dirty words. I'm squeezing the knife to death. Even if the blade pierces my palm. I don't care either. I'm going to kill him. I'm going to kill him. I'm going to kill him. This is my illness when I was 13 years old. He was fantasized every day and night, and I had been killed by me millions of times in my mind. But the reality is that I was suffocated by him. I feel death in a blur. My eyes were filled with tears. The sun on the pocket watch has not yet set. Why has my time been here? I didn't expect. Even though the man was stabbed by my knife. But still lustful. He was at the last moment when I was dying. Let go of my neck. Choose to take off my clothes knife. Deeply trapped in me. In the flesh in the right palm. Brute. The force on the body was overturned. My whole body lightened. The familiar sound made my eardrums shake. It's Dad. I saw him who has always been silent and kind. Pressed on that man. Like an angry lion. Beating the man under him. I pulled the knife out of the palm of my right hand. Holding it in the dead hand. I got up from the ground. The right hand covers the left hand. I looked at the man who was being beaten up. I've been flashing through my mind to treat my illness. Sell houses and cars. Hair turned white at a young age. Parents who have lost their bodies. The last picture before I died was that they left hand in hand. They are so happy now. They won't think of it. In the future, I will be dragged down by my beloved daughter. Come one day. I have been ruthless in several jobs and asked people to borrow money from my dad. Let me be wrong. I hoped for surgery again and again. I woke up from a coma countless times. Hearing their silence outside the ward. Long-lasting hopeless treatment. They struggled between love for me and escape from human instinct. They do not belong to either party. So they can't survive in the cracks. Can't die. They love me very much. But the reality is. New clothes, they haven't changed in 5 years. It was countless surgeries and my worsening condition. Everyone is urging them to give up on me. Even myself is happy. He's happy to calm down. Can't kill anyone. Dad, who committed murder, stopped me from stabbing the knife in my hand into the man's body. I'm crying. I screamed. I want to get rid of my restraints. Dad asked me to kill him. I'm going to kill his dad. Let me go. Please let me kill him. No one can have a future. But the man I can forget was taken into the police car. I looked at him on the window of the police car. He slowly showed me a winning smile. 4 years and 6 months. It's a victory for him. I slowly looked at Song Lenian beside me. He held my hand tightly. It seems that I feel fear from me, too. The sun gradually sets on the pocket watch for 4 years tells me. I don't have this time. I went to Song Lenian's room and slept in my mother. Mom is worried. I'm alone at home. She was so scared. I kept holding my hand on the way back. Fear all disappear. Mother. I get up and want to go downstairs. Get something to eat. When passing by Mom and Dad's room, I saw the lights inside were still bright. A faint voice of speech. Dad said. Buy a house every year. Write it in his name. Buy another car. Mom said it's not enough to have a car room. Have money. I'll borrow some more. I can always save some money. We're gone from now on. No need to endure hardship every year. Mother. Look at whether there are big changes every year. Only 10 years. He won't speak. Dad. Something must have happened to us. Otherwise he wouldn't have been like this. After I heard my mother sob. You can smoke less cigarettes, too. Maybe you died of lung cancer. Let your daughter stay here to suffer. Can live longer. Now this ghost is Tao. Rapes only lasted 4 years. 4 years later, he was only 13 years old. I stood silently outside the door. Until the lights in the house go out. Speak less gradually. Until it disappears. Wan Liubian caresses his parents' door like a head. Rely on it gently. Fantasize about returning to the arms of parents. Elder sister. How to write this question. Sister, write? How to write. Get up. How to write a monster of sister. Elder sister. What do you think my future is like? I looked at Song Lenian and had a small notebook in front of him. What do you ask about this for? The teacher assigned an essay called The Future Self. What do you think it is? It's what? Song Lennon wrote a few words casually on his notebook. Start talking to yourself. My future will definitely be long. Don't have to be too long. Just as long as my sister. There will be more beautiful princess skirts. Can sing and dance. I can run around the world by myself. Don't you know how to play the piano anymore? I didn't reply. Because after learning to sing and dance, I had the idea of learning piano again. But my parents think I'm on a whim again. 3 days fishing and 2 days of drying network. So he rejected them. Want to see how long I can hold on to this idea? Maybe the best one is not available. I continued this idea until I was 13. One day at the age of 13, Mom and Dad finally reported me a few words. The day I went to learn piano. Wear the best dress. Because I think the best skirt is worthy of my mood at that time. But I didn't expect that this became the reason for others to infringe on me. Want to play the piano? Song Lennon's eyes lit up. Then it went out. Asked suspiciously. Where can we play? Learning piano is precious. If you want to go, take you there. You said you don't want to. Think about it. I took Song Lennon to the nearest piano store. Tuition fees for 1 semester. Let us play in the piano room. Song Lennon can't play. But he sat in the piano seat. Just put on the bullets seriously and made a 4-dimensional appearance. Neither I will. I only studied that day and never went again. I was sitting next to him and watching him play around with excitement. He doesn't like piano. Just curiosity about new things. There was a little girl once upon a time. She looks very much like you. He has been very happy for the first 13 years. Family harmony. There are 3 or 2 partners. Neither good or bad grades. When I was 13, he put on the most beautiful piano to learn the piano he had been dreaming of for a long time. He sat on the piano chair, feeling that I am a real princess. Piano class after. Mom and Dad are still at work. She sat alone in the living room watching cartoons. At this time, the doorbell rang and an uncle outside the door asked her to open the door. The little girl thought of what her parents told her. Can't open doors to strangers. He didn't open the door for his uncle. Wait until the sound outside the door stopped. He continues to watch cartoons. But I didn't expect that my uncle had thought of another way. Breaking into the house. The little girl is bullied by her uncle. Mom and Dad called him a policeman. Uncle was arrested and sent to jail. But the little girl is sick too. He lay on the hospital bed for 5 years. Mom and Dad sold the house. The car treats him. He was initially sick. Everyone comforted him and said, "We'll get better." Mom cooks him different food every day. She doesn't know. Mom was pregnant at that time. I sent it to the new year and interrupted. I don't like babies. I don't like my little brother. Little sister. I just like my brother. Sister, I touched his head. Continue. The little girl thinks so too. His mother also knows that he thinks so. Mom asked the baby to go to heaven again. Choose a mom and dad. He told the little girl, I'll have only one baby like you. But in the next 5 years. The little girl regrets every day. Why do you hate your younger brothers and sisters so much? Because he no longer has time to accompany his parents. Send Lunyan naively asking. It's because my parents don't have money to treat them. Is the little girl ready to give up? I said. No. It was the little girl who gave up on her own. I thought of seeing my mother for the last time. I'm wearing an oxygen hood. But with his eyes closed, he looked at his tired face in tears. I want to say that sentence. Mom, give up on me. But I don't even have the strength to monitor the conversation. Criminals like me will get sick in prison. Death in pain. I walked lightly. But it left the pain to many people. Too unfair. Why? But I was paying attention to safety on the way. Don't you really need to follow you? Mom handed me her luggage in peace. I smiled and said. I'm 18 years old. I've taken the high-speed train and subway several times. Nothing will happen. I took Song Linyan's hand. Take him on the high-speed rail. I took him to the capital he wanted to go the most. Where one of his favorite princesses. Crown with a little crown. Take a photo with Tiananmen Square. Take him to see the mountains. Look at the water. Look at the blue sky and white clouds. Look at the snowy mountains. I took him through countless places. Finally returned to my hometown. Mom and Dad received us. Give us a big hug. On the way back, I was talking about my thoughts. It's dark and strong. Mom and Dad comment on Song Lennon. Sure enough, you young people have to go out for a walk. I'm much more lively when I come back. Mom and Dad commented on me. That night. We're talking to each other. It's been so long for each other. Song Lennon kept telling the way he had walked on the dining table. It would be great if the sun's energy that was lost in the car stopped at this moment. I combed Song Lennon a complicated hairstyle. He put on his most beloved hair accessories. He quietly played with the Barbie doll in his hand. He also had a beautiful hairstyle. After saying that, raise it up and show it to me. Ask me if it looks good. I'll say too. Song Lennon quietly lying down to do his homework. For travel. He has lost a lot of homework. Homework is almost piled up. He waved his pen in his hand in miserable manner. We're going to work. You guys are at home too fast. I know we all know. As a result, my parents just left. Did Song Lennon jump off the stool and go out to play? I've been silent for a moment. Nodded. Song Lennon took my hand and shuttled through various alleys. Finally came to that grass. That big tree. Elder sister. What should my future be like? The teacher said my composition was not qualified. Song Lennon said depressedly. He caressed the big tree. What will this big tree look like in the future? He will be poached in 3 years. This piece will be filled. Build a house. I took out my soft scarf from my pocket. Gently wrap it around Song Lennon's slender neck. If my future is destined to make many people sad. My nerves are very nervous. So much so that he ignored the last sentence he said. I hugged Song Lennon for the last time from behind, trembling and hugged Song Lennon from behind. Then poked the scarf to both sides. Song Lennon. My little body struggles violently in my body. But after a moment, all movements stopped. But I can feel that he is not dead. I tried my best with tears. Make a big splash. Crashed shout. Sorry. When the sun on the pocket watch falls into sea level. When a strong wind blows through the treetops. Make a crisp and pleasant sound. When my body begins to disappear. The last moment of consciousness dissipation. I saw the ribbons of my parents running towards us crazy and landed first. Flying among the weeds. The little girl's body fell on the grass. She was the last princess dress. She lay under the big tree. The last time he covered the summer sun. He was willful for the last time. Leave a note in the room. Farewell without saying goodbye. Sorry, don't blame me. I killed myself. I will no longer exist. Pain will no longer exist. Full text Ash. Tell me. Your husband.